This is Matt with Mobility 101, and right now we're going to give you your first installment of Technique Fix Friday, okay? So today we're going to go over the single leg deadlift, otherwise known as SLDL. I think the biggest thing I see here is people, when they perform it, right, whether it's loaded or not loaded, they're really not hinging at the hips correctly. They're really cranking on their hip flexors and keeping their hips bent a lot, and they're thinking they're having to reach down, right, which is not what we want to see. We want a nice long torso. The other thing I see is that the foot that's moving, right, we start in neutral, and what happens is we actually rotate, and again, we're losing what we want there. The other piece, the fourth and final piece we see is that foot that's staying down is unstable, and they're having a tough time actually stabilizing at the foot. So what we're going to go over today for the 4 issues that I see, we're going to go over quick fixes for all 4 of them so that ultimately your SLDL is going to be stronger and you're going to be able to perform better in and out of the gym, right? So the goal is to have that carry over to your sport, to your function in life and in athletics, all right? So quick fix number 1 for the foot stability. You want to think, if you were to look at the bottom of your foot, we want to look at what's called active foot. So you want to think points of contact with the ground, heel, big toe, little toe. So that nice triangle. Again, heel, big toe, little toe, triangle. So the goal is to keep those points on your foot active on the ground, pressing in. And again, another piece to add to that is think of scrunching a basketball with your foot. So what that does is it keeps all 3 of those points of contact active, so active foot on the ground, which gives you a better ability to stabilize, okay? That's number 1. And number 2 is, in terms of keeping a straight, long, and erect torso, think of simply using a PVC pipe as a learning tool before you actually load the movement. So I want to glue this to my back. Okay, all I'm going to do is act as a lever from my head through my spine, through my left leg. So imagine a pipe is being placed through my head, through my spine, through my left leg, and all I'm going to do is stay nice and tall with it. Okay? Stay nice and tall. Trying to keep my body in contact as best I can with the PVC pipe, having a little bend in my left knee. Okay, that's quick fix number 2. Number 3 is going to be, so that's going to help with not dumping forward. Okay, number 3 is going to be the leg that's moving. Rather than starting with my left leg is going to be moving. Rather than starting with my left toe or left foot rather facing forward in neutral, right? Tip your left foot in slightly in a pigeon toe stance, because what happens is if you're starting neutral, okay, your foot you're more susceptible to rotating out at the femur and splaying those toes out to the side. So what we see often is this, right? And a way to fix that is simply, rather than starting neutral, start tipped in a little bit so that when I finish neutral. So if I start tipped in, internally rotated, I finish neutral. If I start neutral, I finish externally rotated. So that's a quick fix to kind of alleviate that problem. It gives us more stability and control in the pelvis while we do this drill, especially as we load it heavier and heavier. So again, tip the toe in, and I'm going to finish neutral. Okay. The last tip we want to look at in terms of kind of fixing the SLDL here. So we went over the active foot, okay? Went over nice and tall, erect pelvis. We went over not rotating out. The last piece we want to look at is setting up cues to kind of think where we want to aim our body. So thinking as a movement standard, having something in front of you, whether it's a cone, a wall, or a pole, to think where your torso needs to go can be a way of solving some of these issues, okay? So think we're going to take all 3 of those pieces, right, and add it to this piece. All we're going to do is, so active foot, tip my toe in, nice and tall and erect torso, and I'm going to have this wall in front of me to think that's where I want my torso to go. Okay? You could even turn around and have it behind you, okay? So have my heel be the leader here, slight bend in the knees. This is going to be able to help you activate your glute better, and all I'm going to do is give a reference of how far it is from me or how far I am from it, and just think I want to aim my heel for that wall, okay? You don't have to hit it, but it's there as a guide to show you where you want your heel going, keeping that slight bend in the knees, activating the glute. Okay, and then to tie it in all together, what we're going to do is load it up. Okay, the final piece is you want to To piggyback off the PVC tall and erect torso, you want to imagine you're in an RKC or hard style plank. Ribs are down, okay, nice and tall and erect torso, slightly flexed back. So what that does is it takes away what happens when I extend my back. We don't want that. We're nice and tall, ribs are down. Big chest though, chin is slightly tucked, okay? And my eyes are going to just follow the movement, okay? I'm not going to extend back or anything like that, or flex too hard forward. Nice and neutral, tuck your chin slightly, and my eyes are going to follow the movement, okay? Set everything up. So active foot, 3 points of contact. Left foot is rotated in slightly. Nice and tall and erect torso. Have the wall behind me as a guide to where I need to aim for. Heel's gonna be the guide. Left knee bends, activate the glutes, all right? Give those items a shot next time you perform your SLDL, and hopefully they can clean it up for you and allow you to move and perform better, all right? Thanks a lot.